Do I think we can rescue the church, individuals, nations, cultures from the downward slide? In general, the answer is, you know what I'm about to say. No. I don't think we can do that. I don't think we can turn this ship around. We might make a mid-course correction a little bit and come back a little bit, but I just think we've gone too far down the path. Unless God Himself restores us as a nation. My problem is that in Scripture, I never see that God restores until He brings judgment first. And I'm afraid that it's going to take some harsh judgment of a type that we cannot even imagine for God to then come back and restore. If He does that to this nation, fine. But we also know historically about the rise and fall of civilizations. And no major global civilization such as we know in America today has ever come back from its downfall. There's a cycle of nations, and most of the time that can be almost directly attributed to their relationship with God or their lack of a relationship with God. And so historically, we are on the downward slide as a culture, as a nation. I personally don't think that can come back. And the same thing with the church. Once the church gets set into a particular pattern, which it definitely is at this point, I just do not see a revival of the church. I think what might happen is that we might become less traditional, and ironically, with the coming persecution that's coming from culture, the church will perhaps become the remnant that was always talked about in Scripture. In Israel, there was a remnant. In the first century church, there was a remnant. There was always a remnant. And sometimes God would bring that remnant back into full force. Other times it was just a remnant. So whether we're going to be a remnant that lasts or that restores, I don't know. Is there going to be another great awakening? It could be, but it would have to be God-inspired, God-directed, because from a human standpoint, I just don't see how that's going to happen.